Hello again, everyone. Edwin Leonard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about Saturn conjunct Chiron in a natal chart. Now, some of you may remember when I first started my YouTube astrology channel, I did a series on the aspects in the natal chart. They were a little bit concise, and some people may have referred to them as snappy. So, what I decided to do was another series on them in which the videos would be a little bit longer and more descriptive. So, anyway. First thing up is if you have Saturn conjunct Chiron in a natal chart, there may be tremendous powers of concentration, which is Saturn, on helping and healing others, which is Chiron. Now, if you have Chiron in Aries as an example, you may help and heal others. It could be by simply helping them find like their identity and their place in the world. It may be in matters of aggression or assertiveness or being able to start projects and endeavors. It may be healing, maybe from some kind of battles the person had been involved in, whether it was physical battles or just arguments, whatever it may be connected with Aries. Now, also too, Saturn conjunct Chiron can also manifest in having much, as far as helping and healing others. They may involve a lot of industry and laborious work, which is Saturn. For example, let's say if Chiron is in the zodiac sign Cancer, you may help and heal others in matters, with home or family related matters, matters with safety, security, maybe even the latter part or the end of life as well. And it may require a lot more work in industry than most others. Maybe matters with real estate, a home renovation or remodeling, as some other examples. And also, too, this aspect may give more, it could be certain sorrow and difficulties more so than most that are related to emotional and physical related suffering, which is Chiron. Now, I understand that Chiron is about emotional and physical related suffering, but the conjunction from Saturn may give more despondency connected with it. Uh, if Chiron is in Gemini, as an example, there may be certain emotional and physical related suffering that may be tied in, maybe with one's cerebral ability or ability to communicate, assimilate, disseminate information. It may be matters that are associated with dexterity, manual dexterity, with being able to work with the hands. There may be even physical related issues that could be associated with the arms, the hands, the nerves, and breathing, as some examples. Also, too, another way this aspect may be expressed is that the father, older people, and authority figures, which is Saturn, may be prominent in those matters as well, in emotional, physical related suffering. Keep in mind, conjunction aspects are neutral, so there can be some positive and negative, elements connected with that, with the father, older people, and authority figures being involved in emotional, physical related suffering. It could be better for better or for worse, but they could be prominent in those matters one way or the other. Also, too, Saturn conjunct Chiron in a natal chart may also indicate um, physical related suffering, which is Chiron connected with the knees, the bones, the joints, the hamstrings, or the gallbladder, which is Saturn. Now, say if the conjunction is in Taurus, as an example, those issues may be more persistent and enduring. If it's in Aquarius, it may be more erratic, sporadic, and intermittent, and maybe more nerve related. Now, another thing about this aspect in a natal chart is that the deepest wound, which is Chiron, may be associated with the career, business, social status, and matters pertaining to responsibilities, which is Saturn. Now, if say if the conjunction is in Capricorn, as an example, there may be more despondency, sorrow, and negativity that is connected with these issues. There may have been some career associated with architecture, construction, dentistry, accounting, teaching, masonry, general mundane work, or information technology as some examples. Now, another thing about this aspect is that you may mentor and teach, which is Saturn, on others in astrology or something that involves healing, which is Chiron. Now, the thing is, as far as healing goes, I would say, especially if this was like in Virgo, this could be healing, maybe taught, maybe something connected, with like being, as far as the health, physical, related health, taking care of oneself, as far as the general, physical health may go of the person. If this conjunction is in Sagittarius, this may be flavored with more exuberance, enthusiasm, and optimism. It could be something where you may mentor or teach somebody, in healing. It could be involving a sports related injury, as some examples. And also, too, it could, or Aquarius could be astrology, healing others perhaps through that method. Now, another thing about Saturn conjunct Chiron in a natal chart is that, you know, uh, you may be someone that may also teach and mentor others, which is connected with Chiron as well, in subjects associated with politics, architecture, the government, or math, which is Saturn. Now, let's say if the conjunction is in Libra, as an example, these teachings may be very balanced. Scorpio may have a little more emotional intensity, and if you're teaching math, as an example, math may be very complex kind of issues and problems that are associated with this. And as far as if you were teaching math as an example, and uh, um, also too, this aspect can be expressed in depleted self-esteem, which is Chiron, that may be associated more with one's livelihood, work, stature in life, and discipline, which is Saturn. If the conjunction is in Taurus, as an example, it may be issues with discipline that are monetary. It matters with resources and possessions as well. Saturn and Gemini may pertain more to the communications in one's life. So, as some examples. Now, the thing too is, another example can be, Saturn is in Aquarius. It may be involve more discipline, in matters that are associated with friends, with groups, clubs, organizations. If work may have involved astrology, computers, electronics, meteorology, aviation, innovation, or astronomy, as some examples. So another thing about Chiron you keep in mind is that if Chiron is retrograde, the suffering that one may endure may be more internalized and suppressed, and there may be more of an emphasis on self-healing in contrast to healing others. Now, if Chiron, say, is in Sagittarius as an example, those healing as far as self-healing, if it's of a physical related nature, it may be tied in something with it could be the thighs, the hips, the sciatic nerve, um, as some examples, the liver even. And it may, and as far as, emotional related suffering of Chiron is in Sagittarius, it may have been some issues with expanding horizons or going outside the box, just simply being happy, jovial, jocular, optimistic regarding matters. It could be something that was maybe over something that was published or advertised that may have caused some emotional suffering and been to your detriment somehow. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Leonard saying, stay.